how do we, I would say United Way as being one of the biggest aggregators of donor NGO relationships to come in and play a very big part in bringing them together and changing the whole skilling ecosystem and the way skill programs are developed. So what is your opinion around that?
So Joel, I mean, I'll explain this based on my own experience. I'll just bucket it into three different buckets actually. So what I think, one I lightly touched upon, which is the needs assessment aspect of things. I think there needs to be more investment both in terms of resources as well as time and understanding what is the skill gap that we are trying to address and what the beneficiaries are kind of aligned to. If we go with this intention that, okay, I have a resource person who is good in doing the skill and I'll just go and skill about 100 youth only on that skill and ultimately only 10 of them actually relate to that. That's not going to be the approach. I think the key for this partnership in skill development is, one, invest resources and time on understanding what the beneficiaries are aligned to. And the second most important aspect, I think, to reduce the skill gap, not to forget the fact that the government is doing a lot of things to address the skill gap. So this parallel mindset is not something which is going to give us a long-term visibility or a long-term impact. So collaborative attitude with what the government is actually trying to do will help in a long way in reducing the skill gap, because there's a lot of things that are available. If you look at the schemes or the NRLMs, the NULMs, the NSDCs, so there's so many thought process that is there as well. So leveraging that in a proper manner, aligned to our own values and mission, is extremely important to reduce the skill gap. And finally, I would say probably something which is not there in the sector mostly is the adaptability and flexibility in the approach. It cannot be your MOUs or whatever that you give as a proposal cannot be the Bible and that has to be followed, because this is a sector which is dynamically changing, in the sense that if you start doing something and there are so many changes that keeps coming in. So the eye for adaptability and the openness for flexibility when we actually implement it, that's very important to in this particular area of reducing the skill gap. And finally, obviously, the technology adoptions.
Yes.
That is more of a shared kind of a resource, So the corporates come with their own expertise in terms of technology and how technology can play a role in this skill gap. I think it's still not 100% utilized is what I feel. There's a lot of scope in leveraging technology in this.